Alright guys, we gotta be quiet here. I only got a few minutes to talk to you as Ashley's walking Robin right now. So today I'm gonna teach you how to, well, build a birdhouse, because that is what I am getting Ashley for our anniversary. It's kind of become I don't know if it's a tradition or just something that I do, because the fact of the matter is Ashley makes plenty of money. She doesn't need me to buy her anything. So usually for either birthdays or Christmas or anniversaries, I make her something that she really wants. And right now what she really wants is a birdhouse, but not just any birdhouse. She wants a birdhouse that you can put a plant on top of. And so that's what we're gonna do today. And because we're being secretive, I'm not gonna be talking to the camera a whole lot. I'm gonna show you how to do this, and then I'm gonna have to do ADR afterwards and talk you through it. So let's get started.
Alright guys, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut 12-inch boards, and we're going to cut them 18 inches wide for the base and the top of the birdhouse. Essentially what we're doing is we're building a box. Remember to measure twice and cut once, guys. I cannot stress this enough. Don't waste a good piece of wood on a bad measurement. If you have a table saw, remember to go slow and smooth for the most accurate cuts. Don't forget to do your pull-ups. What I'm doing here is I'm using the first board I cut to measure so that I have the exact same cut on the other side. It's one of the best ways to get identical boards. Now that we got our first boards cut, we take those boards and use the width in order to measure the size of the walls for the planter box. Then you simply choose how tall you want that planter box to be. I went with 4 inches. It's a good idea to label your top and bottom pieces just in case they're not 100% accurate. If you took algebra in school, there's a formula for a 45-degree angled roof, but I forgot it, so I'm just going to cut this in half and pray that it's correct. You guys remember those old 90s Gatorade commercials? If you have a hole saw, it's going to save you about 30 minutes versus a regular saw. Use your best judgment on measuring the size of the door. Also depends on what kind of bird you want living in this house. A T-square is a great tool to have if you plan on doing a lot of woodwork. Be careful when cutting the door, as that table saw is going to cut a little bit more underneath than what you see on top. Make sure to cut the 2 outside lines first before you start cutting away at the middle of the door. Then it's just a matter of shaving everything off and being accurate with going right up to the line that you drew. Double check your drill bit size. Make sure it's the same size as your dowel so that it's not too big or too small. Too big and it doesn't fit, too small and it's going to wiggle around all over the place. You want it almost identical. Now it's time to do the framework for the walls. Make sure to use plenty of glue. The glue is going to be more secure than any of the screws or nails that you're using. Every point of contact requires glue as well as nails or screws. That first nail that you hammer in is the most important. If that one's off, the entire project is going to be off. Since the front wall is recessed, I'm measuring the bottom and the top in order to find exactly where I need to hammer in those nails. Then you can draw a horizontal line across the top, and it'll show you exactly where you need to nail so you're not nailing into just the top and not the walls. Now that the top is secure, we're going to flip it around and hammer in all the side walls. They've already been glued, but remember to re-secure each side so that they all fit nice and snug and you don't have any ends sticking out. If you did this correctly, the bottom should fit on perfectly. There shouldn't be any excess wood hanging off on any sides. Since we're putting a plant on top, I'm cutting windows in the roof. This is not the ideal situation, but we're working with the tools we have. And remember to shave off any excess wood chips so you don't get splinters. Connecting the roof is a little difficult and you want to be very accurate. Make sure to glue and tape everything down before you start hammering those nails. I like to hammer each nail halfway before I actually hammer them all the way home. Now that we got our plexiglass, we're going to make that planter watertight so that no water's leaking down on the birds down below. Since we're using plexiglass, get a very thin drill bit and drill holes before you hammer it down. Then be very careful not to hammer into the plexiglass as it will crack quite easily. I'm also using clear silicone aquarium glue for all corners, sides, and connecting points. You want to be generous with this stuff because the last thing you want is leaks. These framing pieces are there not just for decoration, but they hold the bottom and top of the birdhouse together. So we're going to use nails at the top and bottoms as much as possible. We're also going to drill before we hammer so that the wood doesn't split. Same thing goes for the plexiglass. Make sure to drill before you hammer these nails in. We're almost done. Last thing is to sand everything down. Don't forget any sharp edges. Make sure to round them off. Drill those holes for your eye hooks for the chain. Plant your plant and you're all set.
Those my chairs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god! Beautiful!
You like it?
Yeah.
Good. Happy anniversary. All right, guys. That's all I got for you today. She really likes it. She's happy. We're gonna enjoy our breakfast. We're gonna enjoy our anniversary. Just keep in mind, you don't have to spend $1 million on a gift. Just pay attention to what your significant other wants, and what they really care about is usually the thought and the effort that's behind it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if that's right or not. If I'm single next week, disregard everything I just said.
No, he's right. He's gonna make me cry.
Love you. We'll see you guys next week on Life Skills.